Now, welcome back. Now, just a reminder, the time is 6:09, which means we're in the last hour of voting for this election. So if you're in Brazos County or really in any other county in the state of Texas, you're going to want to make sure that you're in line by 7 p.m. Now, if you are voting in Brazos County, you can go ahead and go to our website, kaxtv.com, and go to those voting locations. And if you're anywhere else in the Brazos Valley, you can also find voting locations for your county there as well. There's a lot at stake this election, but now moving on to some of the candidates running for seats in Austin and the state legislature and Washington later on. Now for state rep seat for District 9, that involves Trent Ashby and Jason Rogers. Now Ashby is the Republican in this race, and Rogers is the Democratic challenger running against Ashby as the incumbent. But that's not the only state race on the ballot. We also have a Senate seat for District 5, where Charles Schwartner, the incumbent, who's a Republican, is running against Tommy Estes. But we're also moving on to another race in the Texas Senate, District 18. Now that involves Republican incumbent Lois Kolkhorst running against Josh Tutt. Now all of these are positions that would be on the state legislature that has to do with bills and legislations that are passed on the state level that affects multiple areas. They meet once every other year for several periods of time to discuss important matters across the state, which means that these races are incredibly relevant, and you need to make sure that you are in line by 7 p.m. to cast your ballot for your candidate. But we also have a race up in Washington. We have incumbent Michael McCall, who's a Republican, running against Linda Nuno, the Democratic challenger, and Libertarian challenger Bill Kelsey. And we'll have all of these results later on in our show. But remember, it's important to understand the gravity of these races. In Austin, you have so many candidates running to affect change in the state, but you also have McCall, Nuno, and Kelsey wanting to make a difference on the national level representing our area. So make sure that you're in line by at the latest 7 p.m. in your area in the state of Texas, and making sure you're casting your ballot. And we also have a lot of other races in the Brazos County. We're talking across the Brazos Valley, some other county races, and stay with us because we'll have races in Grimes County, Robertson County, and Washington County up next.